my name is Maggie Dimitri. This is my school, Learn Hill Academy in Montreal. Come over to my lab, see what we're doing. Science and Technology Lab. This is where all the creative magic happens. Come on over, come on over. And here I am today to talk to you about my holistic approach in teaching engineering in the science classes. Just to give you an idea, here in Montreal, the grade 9 program encompasses some biology, chemistry, a little bit of physics, and a lot of engineering. I think even majority of the subjects are biology and a lot of engineering, and a little bit of chemistry and physics. But in all, biology is always in the back seat. This is the main theme of grade 9. So I've come up with multiple ways to incorporate engineering in our classes in science, and all of them are ways that actually tie in other subjects, making it a holistic approach. I will be showing you 2 different things, but there are so many more I would love to do, and I'm sure you can contact me and we can discuss some more on different ideas. The 2 projects I will show you, one of them is rather a creative type of project. Students come up with a whole idea on their own, and our job as teachers is to guide them. And problem solving is a big part of this project. So I'll be showing you that. And the other project is more a step-by-step follow procedure type of project. But what's interesting about it is that the twist that I put on it is that it shows you how you can tie in various different topics from different concepts in science. Let's get started. Bienvenue dans ma classe. So let me put my goggles on. Oh, wrong one. There. This should be good. What do you think?
No.
What's wrong?
Lab coat.
Oh, right. Lab coats. Not in the tech room. Because all of these sleeves can get stuck with saws or drills. Not a good idea. Be right back. All right, this should do the job. No?
No, not quite.
What? What else is missing?
How about the hair?
Yes. If you work with long hair, it can get stuck. Again, in the drill, it could be very dangerous. Be right back. Okay, now what? This good? Am I ready to work?
Okay, you're good.
Yay! So, this is it for safety for your attire in the lab, very important. Also shoes, not open toes. Alright, so for this first activity, it's the activity about the lungs. You'll be able to create a respiratory system. The activity is quite simple, but what is interesting about the way I show this to the students is I tie in a lot of the different engineering aspect and the physics aspects. Okay? So although the procedure may seem simple, and you can adapt it to make it harder, easier, even the questions that come along with it, you can make them harder or easier as well. Okay? So as a first, you'll need a bottle, some kind of soda bottle, and 750 milliliter at least. You'll need 3 balloons, as you can see. You need a pair of scissors. You'll need some hot glue and or some tape, whichever kind that you like. If you like the colorful ones, that's fine too. I have all kinds. There's no specific type. And you'll need some straws. One straw, one flexible straw is enough as such. So, pointers. Get your hands on 2 small water balloons, and you can keep a large one. You'll need one for the size, the bigger side of the bottle. Second pointer, flexible straw as opposed to, one that is not flexible. This will be harder to cut in the middle. You'll need to cut to create, you'll have the trachea, and you want to create the 2 bronchi. So having this angle allows us to cut right in the middle here to be able to attach another little bronchi. So pointer number, where are we at? 2. Not just a straight straw, you'll need a flexible one. Yes. Oh, back to the water bottle. Sorry, you see, I said water bottle. Do not get a water bottle. We have tried the regular small 500 milliliter water bottles. Very flimsy and they break. Very malleable, so you need something that can handle pulling and pushing the balloon. So you need a larger type and the sturdier type of soda bottle. Let's get started. Another couple of pointers to make sure you remember, especially before starting. So and you will receive this in the package, I have the students measure everything. Measure the height, the width, everything. The curriculum here in Montreal, engineering is really a big part of it. And some of it, basically we have to have them measure everything, draw everything. You see, and you'll see it in the book, the booklet. Measure, draw to scale. So key pointer, a lot of students forgot to do this in advance. Make sure you measure before you seal everything, because once you place the trachea inside, it is very hard to measure. Pointer number 2. Over here, again, sealing everything is important, and I'll show you examples in a few minutes. Let's get started. And now I'm going to show you how we ended up drilling the hole. So in your cap, another interesting skill, an important one, is to measure and find the middle part and even point at them. Have the students find the middle of the circle, and this is where they will drill their hole. Okay? So now, never mind these 2 little ones. These were used from past other projects, but it'll do the job for this activity. You really find the cross in the middle, and this will be where you have to drill. Let's do it, making sure you clamp everything and you don't have the students touch the cap just with their bare hands. You need to have a clamp or something. There you go. Now let's check if they actually fit. So, let's see. Yes, it fits perfectly. Make sure you measured everything before you do that. And you can have, for sanitary reason, have one student just blow and check that there's air going out in both sides. If it doesn't, here's another pointer that I've noticed with the students. It means that they fit that second bronchi that you had to put in. Possibly that they jammed it in too far, blocking the air. So if that's the case, just have them restart this part. It's better than having to start the entire project. Let's continue. We made it. So as you can see, I took the time to seal everything up here in the trachea and all around here, because if there's any air that leaks, it will not function very well and the students will see the full picture. Also very important part to seal the larger balloon here that mimics the diaphragm. So let's see if this works. So with the smaller balloons inside, it really is a lot more visible. So a few pointers here. If you want, you can teach the students about the whole mechanics of breathing. So for example, as the diaphragm goes lower, it gives up more space for the lungs, so volume increase, pressure decrease, letting air in. And it even sounds like someone is breathing. It's almost eerie. Here's a second example. So notice how when the balloons are smaller, it's so much better. But you can do so much when it comes to the actual analysis of it, turning it into a more complex and more holistic because you tie in the engineering, the biology, and the physics. Hope you enjoy it. All right, for this next project, one of my favorites, because it is full creative range. Unlike the respiratory system project that I just showed you, this one is purely creative. However, our job as teachers is to guide them, to give them ideas, to give them tools, to teach them about safety, and to get them to problem solve. And this is my favorite part. So the whole idea came to me when the pandemic started. Here in Montreal, students had their bubbles, and so they would stay long hours, all day actually, in their class. And so it started off last year as a desk solution, and so kids had to come up with things to make their desk experience more enjoyable, more efficient. But this year, as we are back to normal, students now can come up with ideas to make their lockers more efficient. So I'll show you a few things that are made already, and I'll also explain some of the guiding, creative ways that you can use in your class as a teacher. Yeah. All right, so let's find a locker, and I'll show you what is the first step that needs to be done in order to do this project. So the first thing you have to do is get the students to measure every dimension of the locker. So the height of the locker, the width, the length, everything. Also, if you notice on the door, we have like little openings like these, some kind of vents, and those may be useful. Some students can actually use those to hang things within, because they're actually connected on the other end. So the students have to come up with ideas to be able to attach their piece inside without damaging the lockers. We cannot use screws. All right, so let's get back in and discuss materials. For this next step, you'll need to provide materials for the students to attach their pieces together and to the locker. So we have elastics, you can use Velcro, you can use pipe cleaners, really get creative, tubings if that's any use, and you can use tape, hot glue, screws. We have hinges up there. Depends on your budget. We have some wood, preferably 1/2 inch, and some paper towel rolls. Another great option is corrugated board or foam board. Very easy to cut and glue, and it's also very clean. Here's an example. A student who used wood and corrugated board for the paper holder. As part of the things you can add for attachment purposes in the locker, magnets. So the best ones would be the rare earth magnets, but if you don't have those or they're really out of budget, some students, as you can see, bought a whole bunch from the dollar store, and they ended up sticking all of it at the back. Obviously, you need to provide tools to actually do the work. So clamping, remember I told you all about safety is very important. Various size if you have. Okay. We have the glue, scissors, pliers, saws, very important. What else? Drilling. We have drills right here, power drills. And we have a bunch of screwdrivers. Because, well, of course, if there's screwdrivers, then there are screws and nails and hammers as well. Here's a hammer. And my best friend, Gorilla Glue, which saved the day multiple times this year, which is great. The next step is for them to come up with something that they would like to add into their locker. So this is an example of a student who created a loose leaf / homework holder. And so what you ask them to do is to take the various dimensions, and that's why we did the dimensions of the lockers, because the students actually have to go to their lockers to take measurements of the device that they want to build. Okay? And on all sides, you see back view, front view, side view. Okay? We want the objects. First, they have to mention what is the function, what do you want to do? What are the materials that you might want to use? Okay? How is it going to stick to the locker? What are the dimensions, as you see here? And then it says here, she gave an additional information about the object she wants to build. So this is really like a rough draft first. Then you take this as a teacher and guide. Well, magnets, what do you mean? Where do you want to put them? What kind of magnets? The magnets at the dollar store are not strong enough. You need a lot. I also asked them about this side, for example, the wood plank. It needs to be thin in order to be able to drill a hole easily. And for the purpose of her activity, she doesn't need to be thicker. I also asked them to add a triangle. So I drew a triangle wondering, is this where she wants to put the triangle? So this is like a preliminary step. Once you do that, the following step is to actually start collecting the material. Hi there.
Hi.
What are you doing
I'm
today?
making like a folder for papers, for loose leaves and lockers, so that it's not as big of a mess. And it's gonna hang like on the hooks of the locker. And it's just like a little folder.
And you put that like this. The papers will go here. All right, see you in a bit. All right, and now Ayushi's cutting the sides of her suspended folder.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, a little crooked.
Oh, what can you do about that if it's a little crooked?
I mean, if you want me to turn the lower around it.
We could
Sand it.
sand it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit what you want to do here?
I'm trying to make a box that's supposed to help hold pencils in case you need to write anything on your locker, like any notes that you need to take in case there's any homework. So what books to take home. So you know what books to take home.
And how do you plan on attaching it to either the locker or the desk?
Best way would probably be magnets.
Yeah, so we can use super magnets to be able to attach it, which is nice because with Thomas's project, we can actually have it placed anywhere, really anywhere where there's metal. Okay, Thomas, so we need to do trapezoids on both sides. We take a piece of wood and we did a sort of a sketch, a rough sketch. And for you to be able to cut the same size, you'll have to put these together, tape them together. And when you're ready with the dimension, you cut through both at the same time. This way you guarantee you have the same on both sides. And you put them like that. And then we'll find a back over here. They're so nice. Look at the trapezoids. They're perfect. And we're using them. The other sides are used for the pencil / phone holder here. But anybody need trapezoids for their project? Guys, trapezoids? No trapezoids? They're so perfect. I think we have a candidate for the trapezoids. We're going to use the nicer ones instead. Because the solution is actually better. We have to sand this piece as opposed to all of that. Right, Thomas? Is that your choice? Or my choice? No, honestly, it's his choice. Thank you. Congratulations! And it closes perfectly. Can you put your bag on this? Yeah. Congratulations, job well done. I also gave the students the option of using a 3D printer. So students can go online on a website called tinkercad.com. They create their design and it gets printed in the school's 3D printer, which is an excellent alternative option. For more details on all these projects, you will receive a package by email. Thank you for watching.